Hi, welcome to Qigong. I'm Jem, and today I'm going to be showing you the secret garden form. I created this form with the story of the Secret Garden book in mind. Although a little or quite outdated in some of it, it has some really good background information and some really good core ideas. If you're into affirmations at all, it kind of goes into that and manifestation. So it's a pretty interesting book, and I'll bring that up a little bit while I explain the form. It's an 11 movement form, which goes from kind of through the story from following the robin to, finding the key and planting the garden, to everything blooming and growing and healing. And it's really a story about releasing the blockages within yourself, letting that hard snow melt just melt away, which, is basically what we do in Qigong. We melt away the blockages so that energy can flow freely. So this is really about that, going from winter to spring, having our bodies go from winter to spring. Even though it's summer right now, we're melting away those blockages. So I hope you enjoy this. We'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead and warm up and stretch a little bit beforehand so that you're ready to go. And let's do it. We'll enter the secret garden. All right, to start our secret garden form, let's start with a bow, feet together. Put your hands together. Lower your hands, exhaling. Place your hands over your dantian, left over right for women, right over left for men. If you're somewhere in between, you can just do what feels most comfortable for you. Breathe in, opening your hands, opening your practice, and breathe out, settling your energy. We're gonna want to make sure this whole time we're in our Qigong stance, which is feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing forwards. Make sure your knees are also pointing forward. A lot of people have trouble with that. Keep them loose. Have your tailbone be pulled into the ground and curling under a little bit so that your back straightens out. And then imagine a string coming from the middle of your head, pulling up to the heavens. I heard a visualization recently, which is visualize your spine as a string of pearls. So you don't want it to be loose and the pearls kind of moving around. You want to pull it tight. So imagine it being pulled from the top and the bottom, and then tuck your chin back to get those neck vertebrae as well. And you'll straighten that pearl necklace that is your spine. Place your tongue just behind your front teeth where your palate meets your teeth. And keep your shoulders loose and relaxed. Keep your armpits open, keep your fingers open, or the spaces between your fingers. And keep your knees loose. And this is our Qigong stance. You want to kind of be imagining your organs pulled up a little bit. So you're kind of not exactly holding your stomach in, but just kind of imagining your organs being cradled upwards, and that'll just help you stand a little straighter. Your chest will be puffed out a little bit more, and it'll just raise your chest so that you're breathing a little more openly. You'll breathe into your dantian, but it goes from your dantian into your chest, and then out your chest and out your dantian, expanding your stomach as you inhale and contracting it as you exhale, in and out through your nose always. Sometimes you'll see me breathing out through my mouth, but that's more to just demonstrate that for you, unless I specifically say breathe out through your mouth, or if you're having like allergy issues or something, so you can't quite breathe right through your nose, then it's fine to breathe through your mouth. But typically you want to be breathing in and out through your nose. So now that we have our basics, hopefully you warmed up and got some stretching in so that you don't hurt yourself. Make sure you're listening to your body this whole time. If anything feels strained or painful, please modify your exercise, make it a little easier on yourself, and just be sure you're listening to your body, you're not doing movements that strain yourself too much, and everything will be good. You can also do these movements sitting down or lying down, or purely visualize them if that's how you're feeling that day, and you'll still get some benefit from it. So let's go ahead and get into it. So with our secret garden form, it starts with following the robin. So have your feet shoulder width apart, shoulders loose, and you're going to breathe out, bringing one hand across. It doesn't matter which you start with. You can mirror me or do the same arm as me, but breathe out, turning slightly. You want to turn just your upper body. Don't turn your hips for this one, because you can tweak your knees. So we always want to be very thoughtful whenever we bring our knees into a movement. But for this one, we're just using our upper body. So breathe out, following our hand with our head. Breathe in, creating a bit of an oval shape. Breathe out, breathe in, following that robin. Imagine it flying from tree to tree. And bring that hand back into a fist at your side. And then we'll do our other hand. Breathe out. Breathe in. Watch your hand as it moves. Imagine it as a fluttering robin flying from tree to tree, taking you on a whole new adventure. And settle that energy down and let it go out through your feet. Our second movement is called finding the key. So with this movement, we're going to have one foot forward and one foot back. I'll go ahead and let you mirror me with this one. So put your right foot forward, and we're going to place the opposite hand on our kidneys behind us, right here at the base of your back, just to support them, because your kidneys are very delicate, but it will also bring some energy to your kidneys, which is great. It's detoxifying, it's warming, and your kidneys are the place that holds fear, so it'll also alleviate some anxiety. So we're gonna carefully bend forward. You want to keep your back straight as you bend. So we're gonna bend forward, reaching down, and then turning our hand to pick up that key, breathing in and letting that energy travel down, basically placing the key in our pocket, which is placing energy into our dantian. And remember, your dantian is the energy center 2 inches behind your belly button. And then we'll do that again. I'll show you from the front. Breathe in, grabbing that key, and breathe out, letting that energy, new golden light energy, travel down to your dantian. And then go down your foot to get it one last time. Breathing in and exhaling. And then we'll go to our other foot, placing our other hand on our other kidney. And with your feet, you want the front one to be pointing forward and the back one to be at about a 45-degree angle to keep your stance nice and soft. So we'll do that again. Make sure you're keeping your back straight. Try to keep pulling it down and up at the same time. We'll bend over, grabbing the key. Breathe in and out. All the way down. And inhale. And breathe out. Last one. Inhale. Picking up that magical key you found buried in the dirt, and exhale into your dantian. Bring your hands back together and let's settle that energy, breathing in and out. Imagining energy flowing from your head all the way down and out your feet into the earth, and letting the energy rise back up to your dantian from the earth. The next movement is revealing the door. So imagine vines covering a door, an old wooden door, and you're gonna sweep back those vines and see a new passageway you didn't know was there revealed to you. Now I'm going to do this one in horse stance, which remember is feet pointing out at a 45-degree angle. If you have knee or leg issues or even back issues, be very careful doing this. You can just do it at shoulder width and that is perfectly fine. You can do it sitting down or lying down, but I'll show you how to do it this way. The key things you want to remember, again with horse stance, are keep your Qigong stance, so keep your spine straight. Make sure you're not leaning forward or backward, you're just straight. And then do not overextend your knees, don't let them go past your feet, you just want them to be over your ankles. And you want your toes pointing at a 45-degree angle so you have a really good strong base structure, and you'll be good. So keep your chin tucked, your shoulders back and relaxed, and never straighten your legs when you're in horse stance. If you need to go up a little bit, that's fine, but make sure you keep a slight bend in your feet. And if you're up a little higher like this, just remember not to overextend your knees. Just keep them right above your ankles and you'll be just fine. But again, listen to your body and what it's telling you to do. So for this one, be down in horse stance, place one hand on your thigh, and then with the other hand, we're going to lean over just a little bit and breathe out, opening those vines, and then scooping up energy. Okay, sorry. Breathe out, opening the vines, and then move your hands opposite, breathing in, and then breathe out, opening the vines. So let's go. We'll exhale and inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. last one. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then carefully bring your feet back together. As you saw, I kind of went up and down with that. If you feel comfortable doing that, I'd say go for it, because it's a great way to lubricate your knees and keep them functioning well and to strengthen the muscles around them. But if you just want to stay down, that's fine. If you want to do it up higher, that's fine. Whatever works for you. All right, so now that we opened the door, revealed the door, we're going to open the door and enter the secret garden. So have your feet shoulder width apart again. This one's pretty fun. So what we're going to do is push forward with one hand. So we're going to, why don't you mirror me? So we'll push forward with our right hand. Breathing out, just watch what I do first before you do this, and then bring it back to your hips. So both hands are at your hips, and then we're going to step out with our left foot, the opposite of the hand you just used, and push forward. And with this, we'll just step forward gently. Don't overextend your knee again. Just keep it right over your ankle. And try to keep your back foot planted. If you want to have it at a slight 45-degree angle, that's fine. If you want it to face forward, that's fine. Just do one of those two things. And again, if you're not feeling comfortable doing that much movement, either sit down or just make it very simple. And I'm going to do it more of a kung fu style. So I'm going to blast forward a little bit. If you copy me in doing that, just make sure you don't overextend that. In kung fu, you want to be relaxed until the very last second. So the very last second you tense, and then you go back to relaxing. Because what we're going to do is breathe out, and then let our hands come back down, bringing our foot back. So don't extend your elbows all the way. Keep a very, very slight bend to them so that you don't hurt your arms, and then relax them. So it's almost a punching move, but we're using our palms to hit instead of fists. But really, we're opening a door with this movement. But you know, it's an old door and it's stuck, so we have to give it a little more mojo than usual. So let's try that. So with your right hand, breathe in to your hip and exhale forward, and then relax your hands, stepping back, inhale. And then exhale, relaxing, and then inhale, opening that door and pushing it forward, and then inhale, and I think I used the wrong foot, I'm sorry, so that one, and then inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Step back and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, relax, and let that energy settle down again. Very nice. All right, so now we've entered the garden and we see all these dead leaves and plants all around us. So now we need to make a path through them so that we can really see what the garden looks like. So we're gonna go into horse stance again if you feel like you want to do that. Remember, knees over ankles, not toes, spine straight. Keep your focus on your dantian. And what we're gonna do is shoot our hands forward, kind of like a path in front of us. And you want to move from your shoulders and feel a stretch in your shoulders as you go forward, and push forward as far as you can as you're exhaling, and then put your knees up a little bit, but make sure not to straighten your knees all the way, and then breathe in, scooping outwards, and then go forwards again. So breathe in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Last one, in, scooping up new energy, and out, or making a path. And then bring your feet back together easily. Breathe in and out to settle that energy. All right, so now we're inside the garden and everything looks dead. So now we want to clear away the dead leaves so that we can plant new ones. And this is basically clearing out stagnant energy from your body so that new fresh energy can come in. And we also want to ground ourselves with this movement. So we'll be at shoulder width apart again, and you want to imagine your feet being sunken down into the ground. Imagine they're in lush, beautiful soil, and feel the warmth of that soil and try to smell that new earthy dirt smell that you can smell when you're planting a garden. And we're going to clear away the dead leaves. So we're going to reach out with our hands from our shoulders. We'll lift them up first, breathing in, lowering our shoulders to raise our hands, breathing inwards, and then stretch them out to the sides, breathing out, and then breathe in, relaxing our arms. And then with this one, again, we'll turn our hips a little bit. Just make sure not to tweak your knees. You just want to move a little bit, moving your back and your lower and upper back, but still keep that spine straight. So what we're going to do is breathe in and then sweep our arms across like this. Just turning slightly, keeping our knees pointing forward. And then breathe in and we'll sweep across to the other side. So let's do that together. Ready? Breathe in and exhale, moving those dead leaves. Breathe in. Exhale those dead leaves. Breathe in. blow harshly through your nose. And breathe in and settle that energy down. Very nice. For the next one, we're going to get into planting our seeds. So we're going to do this one in horse stance again. Again, do it if you're feeling comfortable, and don't if you're not feeling comfortable. So we're going to have our hands kind of like a little shovel shape. So we're digging a hole and then dropping seeds into it. So we're going to go up and down again on our horse stance. So remember, do not straighten your knees, keep a little bend in them, keep your spine straight. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, please just do it at shoulder width, and that will work just fine. You can still go up and down a little bit if you feel like you want to do that. But all we're going to do is lower down with our little shovel hands, and you want to squeeze your shoulders forward as you do this. So press your hands, the edges of your hands together, and lower yourself, and then breathe in, scooping out dirt, and then letting seeds fall. Breathing out, so all the way down, and then back to our, so lower here, and then about chest level, turn it back into the shovel, and then breathe out. Okay, the battery died there, so hopefully the transition's okay. But we'll lower down into our horse stance, having our hands shovel down, and then scooping up, letting those seeds fall in, and then inhale and exhale and inhale. Make sure you're listening to your body. So let's go ahead. Exhale down, scooping that dirt up. Inhale, dropping those seeds in. Imagine them dropping into your dantian, and then down into the earth. Exhale. Inhale. Planting new life. Last one. Let that energy settle. Bring our feet gently back together. And the next one is watering the seeds. So we'll be at shoulder width again. And we're going to imagine there's water behind us, and we're scooping behind and bringing that energy forwards and in. So we're going to be turning around this time. Keep your knees pointing forward. You can turn your hips a little bit if you feel comfortable with that. Just make sure you're not straining your knees in a strange way. That's the most important thing. We also want to be making sure we're moving from our center, so you're always moving from your dantian in whatever move you do. Try to keep your concentration there. So what we're going to do with this, I'll just show you first, is breathe out, reaching over with both hands. We'll have them in front of us, and then scoop energy up and over, letting it settle. And then breathe in, turn, exhale, forward, breathe in, scooping up, turning back, and breathe out, letting that water slowly flow down. So hands right here, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in as you scoop, breathe out as you release, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in as you scoop, take it back to the front and breathe out. Breathe out, scoop, exhale, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in to scoop, and exhale. Last one, breathe out, in, breathe out, breathe in, scoop, and breathe out. Breathe out, in, breathe out, letting that water flow all the way down through your dantian, through your toes, out into the earth. Watering that. All right, now we're going to warm the seeds. So our garden is clear, our seeds are planted and ready to grow. All the healing and manifestations and beauty we want to see in the world are in those seeds. And as we nourish them, they'll start to grow. So now they've been watered, and now we're going to warm them. So we're going to be moving primarily from our shoulders, lowering our shoulders to raise our hands up so they almost float up. And we're going to reach towards the sun, breathe in, and then breathe out towards the sun. And we'll only have our hands here for a second, and then we're going to lower them, letting them splay out a little bit. So normally with our marrow washing we'll go down here, but still imagine all the energy coming down in a triangle of light at you. But see it as your hands go down, the sun warming your head, and then your shoulders, and then your chest, and your hips, and then your legs, and then your feet. And remember, you're still grounded into the ground, so still see your feet being covered by that soil. Keep your spine straight, make sure your toes are still pointing forward, and let's do this movement. So breathe in, raising our hands up, and then facing forward for just a second, and then breathe out, bringing that energy down. Breathe in, and out. Seeing light shine down, feeling the warmth. Let that energy settle. Hopefully you feel a subtle warmth from that. Really try to picture that sunlight going into your body, or you can imagine it as just light from the heavens, the stars, but just imagine it warming your body. So now it's nourished with water and nourished with warmth and light. So our next movement is going to be the affirmation that they say in the book. So one of the characters is very sick, and he realizes there might be a way to make himself better, and he starts chanting, "The magic is in me, it's making me well," and all the kids dance around saying, "The magic is in me, it's making me well, the magic is in me, it's making me well." And he does get well. Really, there wasn't too much wrong with him in the beginning, but I don't see why it can't work for everybody. And I just like that thought that the magic is in you, it's making you well. And whatever that magic is to you, whether it's chi or divine power, God's power, whatever you connect with, just think of that. But I do like to see it as magic and as something bright and vibrant and lovely. And so what we're going to do with this one is have our hands at our dantian with a chi ball pose. So feeling energy between our palms, lining up our fingers, and imagine a ball of light all around you now that you're warm and nourished. And see it expanding as you breathe. Expanding as you say, "The magic is in me," and then contracting as you say, "It's making me well." So you want to breathe in before this, and then say, "The magic is in me, it's making me well," and you're basically exhaling as you talk the whole time. So the breathing for this can be a little wonky or a little hard to get used to, but just do your best with it, see what works for you. We're just keeping our legs still, so make sure your spine is still stretched and elongated and your shoulders are relaxed, and let's imagine that ball of light around us. Breathe in and say with me, "The magic is in me, it's making me well." Exhale if you need to. Breathe in. "The magic is in me, it's making me well." Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in. "The magic is in me, it's making me well." And let that energy settle. And now we've done all we can. So now our garden is blooming. So we want to scoop, or what we're going to do is reach down, keeping our back straight as we bend forward, making sure our spine's straight the whole time. Make sure there's no curve in your back. Don't push it up at all, just keep it flat and straight as you can, like this. So I'll do it from the side to kind of show you. We're keeping our spine straight, and then we're bending forward and tracing our hands up our feet, or up the inside of our legs a little bit as we bend over. And then we're going to shoot that energy up, because we're bringing in energy through our feet, and expand and form your hands into a bit of a flower. So the flower is growing up and then expanding here, and then the energy comes back down your front, and then move your hands around to your kidneys again, and down the sides, the outer sides of your legs as you bend down again, and then breathe in, breathe out into your flower, breathe in and out to your kidneys, all the way down your legs and up your legs. So let's do that sequence all together. So bend forward, breathing out, and then breathe in, taking in that energy, shooting it up, and press your hands together as you do this, and then shoot it out towards the sky into that flower, and then breathe in, drawing in new fresh energy, and then out into your kidneys, down the sides of your feet, bending down into the ground. Inhale, exhale, into the flower. Inhale, into your kidneys. Exhale, and inhale, up the insides of your legs. Exhale, out into your flower. Inhale to your kidneys. Exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. See that flower blooming beautifully. Inhale, all the way to your kidneys and down. And back up to your dantian. Settle that energy. All right. So we've gone through our whole garden adventure. So let's finish by settling our energy and then closing. So we're just going to inhale and exhale, seeing energy flow, drawing back into our dantian. Inhale, exhale, inhale, flow that energy down through your head, through your chest, through your dantian, through your hips, through your legs, knees, out your feet, back in through your feet, up and into your dantian. Breathing in and out. And now just to close it a bit more, make sure your spine is still straight, feet still pointing forward. Keep your shoulders and arms relaxed. Let your thumbs be relaxed. Let your fingers line up. And just easily open and close your hands 3 times, your arms 3 times in a circle to get the energy back to your center. Picture it going back into your dantian, concentrated, new, and brilliant. So breathe in and out, and in, out. One more, in and out. All the way back. Left over right for women, right over left for men, and whatever's most comfortable if you're somewhere in between. And we will circle our hands around 8 times. Getting smaller and smaller, and then shaking it so that our energy is sealed. And then open our hands one more, breathing in, bringing our feet together if that's comfortable for you. Breathe out, and we'll finish with a bow. Hope you enjoyed this practice. The next little bit is going to be me performing it for you without any explanation so that you can follow along once you know it. And hope you enjoyed this today. Hope you feel a little less blockage and a little more of that flowing freely and new life springing up within you. Be well. Have a great day. Alright, so here is the whole of the Secret Garden form. Make sure you warmed up and stretched beforehand. Be sure if you don't feel comfortable with any of the movements, please don't strain yourself. Listen to your body, and if you feel pain or tension anywhere, back off a little bit on what you're doing. Make it easier, modify it. You can sit down and do these movements. You can just do small motions if I'm doing big motions. If I'm doing horse stance, you can just stand at shoulder width apart. Just make sure you're in your Qigong stance, spine being pulled down and up, shoulders relaxed, tongue behind the teeth, armpits open, feet shoulder width apart, knees loose, toes pointing forwards, feet parallel to each other, and holding your stomach just a little bit up, feeling your organs kind of cradled, and chin tucked back into your neck so that your neck vertebrae are straight. And let's get into our Secret Garden movement. If you want the full explanation, you can go back to the beginning of the video and I explain the whole thing so you can follow along. But if you've watched it a few times, this is where you're supposed to be. Let's do this form. The magic is in me. It's making me well. The magic is in me. It's making me well. The magic is in me. It's making me well. So that was the Shining Gem Secret Garden form. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and please consider donating to any of the charities I've listed below for Black Lives, LGBT+, the environment, refugees, and Indigenous peoples. All of them are good organizations, or just do some research on your own and donate there. I also accept donations. It would be great to be able to expand the channel and expand healing influence, but I know there's a lot of people out there that need some donations. So see what your heart is telling you to do and go with it, and see how you can make the world a better and more beautiful place by planting your seeds and helping them grow, and helping the love and kindness in this world to grow. Hope you're all doing well. Be safe, and let's love each other. Have a great day. Bye.